everybody, I'm Sin. Welcome to the Book Nook. Today we're going to be talking about another book that was on my video game TBR, and that is The Last Wish, the Witcher series, written by Andrzej Sapkowski. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this was a book that has been on my mind for a while, that I wanted to read for quite some time. Played the video game quite some time ago. It is a huge game. That game you can put over... Sorry, there's a whole series of the Witcher games, but the biggest and best is obviously The Witcher 3, which is the latest in the Witcher games that came out. It is put out from Project Red, which is a Polish game company. The Witcher 3 is a huge game. You can put over 200 hours into that game, and it's wild. And when I started reading this book, a lot of it is scenes from the video game. Obviously, since they took a lot of it in the story to make the video game, when I read the book, I visually saw it as the video game. And I haven't seen the series. There's a series that's on Netflix with Henry Cavill. I have not watched that. Maybe I will eventually. But yeah, I saw it as the video game. So I imagine if you haven't played the video game and you've seen the series, you would see it more so as the series in your head. So yeah, The Last Wish is where we started, and that introduces the character of Geralt of Rivia, the handsome Geralt. You know, he's hooking up with everyone left and right. The ladies, his enemies that are ladies. He's all over the place. You know, what can you do when you're a handsome witcher who goes out and fights monsters, you know? Ladies love the Witcher, apparently. I'm sure men do too. Anywho, I digress. So, it's basically set in medieval times, and there's all of these there's so much action in this book. He's constantly basically fighting all these different crazy monsters, and there are all kinds of weird ones that I've never heard of, and a lot that I have heard of. You know, like obviously you've heard of werewolves and you heard of vampires, but then you have strigas and kikamuras and foglers and wyverns and manticores and leshies and vipers. That might be viper, but it's Vypper. I don't know. Chimeras. And then all kinds of stuff. And his weapons he mainly uses, he has two swords. One is a silver sword, and that's for monsters. Monsters seem to not take well to silver. And the other one he uses is iron, and that one is made from a meteorite. And so they each have their different uses depending on who he's fighting. So the flow was a little bit choppy when I started it. It jumps back in time with his memories. And so I think at first maybe I didn't quite realize that when I was reading, and I was like, why does this feel like it's jumping all over the place? I just felt like at first it was jumping from story to story. And then I realized, oh, hey, it's present time and then going to past, and kind of like you get the backstory. So it's explaining kind of like what led up to this present day, why this person reacts to him like this and this, that, and the other. And then it also it tells a story too of like how he met one of his great loves, and it kind of just dips a toe in the water in the beginning of that one. It was a lot of fun to read, and I'm going to keep reading the series because I had a lot of fun reading this. Just the whole beginning of it is one of the big quests in The Witcher 3, like in the beginning of the game. There's this striga, which is basically, there's this whole effed up situation where this one, I don't know if he was a king at the time or whatever happened, and it's slightly different with the video game. I think it's like the Bloody Baron in the video game, but in the book, this king or to-be king, he sleeps with his sister. Gross incest. I don't know why in medieval times that was such a thing, but here we are. So yeah, he knocks her up. She dies in childbirth, and they bury her like or they put a crypt down in the castle, and they bury the baby and her down there. And what ends up happening is like the child ends up coming back to life and turning into this creepy monster, and it eats people. Basically, the king has heard a rumor that there's a spell that can be broken, and no one really believes it's actually a spell. And he's had this reward, and people have tried to kill the Striga, and I think it's a Striga, unless it's Striga, but I think it's Striga. I hope I'm not saying that wrong. So many people have died, and it's basically like the kid keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I think it's been like 14 years now, and it's just like giant baby monster with these razor teeth, and just it basically eats people. And the king even like moved his whole castle and doesn't even live in the Striga lives in the old like crumbling down castle. And so Geralt basically, volunteers his services to like take care of this, and he's gonna try to break the spell. And what you got to do is survive the night and do some weird stuff to turn this monster child back into like a human child, because the king wants, to not have his daughter die, even though she's a horrible monster. So that's the beginning of this book, and it is, holy crap, it's like the whole book is like all all action, and then the story is just fun. It's I don't know, it's a fantastical ride of adventure, monster hunting, magic, mystery, sexy times, hot ladies. Geralt, I don't know if the other men are attractive or whatever. He seems to be the most handsome in the land. I'm sure the other guys are sexy too. Whatever. I don't know. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to read this. And so I'm looking forward to more in the series. And I gave this one 4 stars because it's just fun. Like, I don't know. Some of it's a little cheesy, but overall, like, I enjoyed it a lot. And I look forward to reading more. And there will be more Witcher series books to come in the Book Nook series. I'm not sure when, because I currently have a ton of stuff to read. We'll figure it out. So thank you again for joining me today in the Book Nook while we talked about another one of the books on my video game TBR that I checked off the list. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing. And until next time, we'll see you later.